Hi, I'm Jason from ablepaws.co.uk, and today I'm going to give you all the information you need about joint supplements to optimise your dog's health today. So, first of all, what are joint supplements? These are supplements that you give alongside your dog's diet in order to help maintain their joint health and prevent them developing certain conditions later on in life, such as lameness, pain, and osteoarthritis. Are joint supplements actually really necessary for you and your dog? Well, what I would say here is that a supplement can't outweigh a bad diet. The diet of your pet and your dog is the most important thing to optimise first. We need to keep the dog in a nice body condition score of around 3 out of 5 and prevent them from being either underweight or overweight. A very common issue we see with dogs these days is obesity. Obesity, because of the heavy weight, puts more strain on their joints, especially their elbows and their shoulders, and also their stifle in the back limb. So if we maintain them nice and lean, this will also reduce the risk of them developing certain things such as osteoarthritis. Although, if we want to further mitigate this risk, we can then start to introduce things like joint supplements. What these will do is they will help to lubricate the joint, and they have many ingredients that help to keep the joint healthy, prevent damage to the cartilage where the two bones meet, and therefore keep your dog pain-free and prevent any damage to these areas. So now we've looked at if supplements are really needed for your dog. Next, I want to look at and discuss about the key ingredients you should look for when you are going to buy a joint supplement for your pet. So first of all, one key ingredient that we should look for is something called green-lipped mussel extract. This was developed in New Zealand and it is very high in omega-3 fatty acids. These fatty acids, as in humans, are very important. They not only have anti-inflammatory functions, but also they help to lubricate the joints and prevent them becoming stiff and any damage occurring. Some other key ingredients we look for in a good joint supplement is something called glucosamine. So this is vital as it helps with cartilage development and also helps to protect that cartilage. The cartilage is a structure that lines the bones in the joints. So if we get damage to the cartilage, what we can actually see is something where the bones can rub on each other, and therefore that leads to osteoarthritis. So just keeping the cartilage nice and healthy keeps that lubrication over the joint, keeping everything moving smoothly and gliding over each other in the joint, and keeping your dog as mobile as possible, especially into their older age of life. We also look for a good joint supplement to contain hyaluronic acid. This is very important in the structure of synovial fluid. This is the fluid we find in the joint, which also helps, again, like the glucosamine, to help lubricate the joint. We also look for things called antioxidants. Common examples include vitamin E and vitamin C, and is something I would really look for in your joint supplement. Why are these so important? Well, they're antioxidants, as it states in the name, which binds to something called free radicals. These free radicals can cause oxidative damage in your dog's joint and therefore lead to the damage and degeneration of the joint, especially with old age. So these antioxidants will prevent these free radicals damaging the joint, keeping your dog really mobile and healthy. Now we're going to talk a bit about dosing of these joint supplements, administration methods, and also about breeds that are more or less important in. So I would recommend a joint supplement in all dog breeds, although there are certain breeds that I would highly recommend and prioritise these joint supplements over others. Now, why is this the case? Well, certain dog breeds, including our giant and large dog breeds, for example, Newfoundlands, Great Danes, and breeds like this, they are much heavier in weight. This means there is more strain on their joints and they're more likely to develop joint conditions later on in life. So breeds like this, I would highly recommend and push a good joint supplement just to prevent or reduce the likelihood of these conditions occurring. In terms of dosing and administration, we generally dose these joint supplements based on the body weight of your dog. So it is really important to get an accurate weight on your dog. You can either do this at home if you have a pet scales, or you can take your dog to the vet where they'll have specific pet scales there, or contact your vet where they would have your most recent dog's weight on their medical records. So getting the right dose for your dog is really important, because if we go under and underdose your dog, then we're not going to get the benefits of the joint supplement at its maximal potential. Conversely, if we go overdose, therefore, we're going to risk things such as side effects, which I will discuss about later on in the video. Side effects with supplements are less of a concern than other medication because they are generally very well tolerated, although we don't want to put your dog at any health risks, so therefore we need to minimize this. When we think about the practicalities in terms of actually giving your dog these joint supplements, we need to think about the ease of administration and the best way to get the tablet into your dog on a daily basis without too much stress and too much concern. Most joint supplements will come in a tablet form. As you can see, I've got the U-Move range here, where they come in a small tablet form that looks like this. What I would recommend in terms of administration would be to give the tablet alongside food, okay? If we crush it up into food, the dog is less likely to notice they're taking the tablet, and therefore compliance is going to be much better, it's going to be less stressful for the dog, and it's just going to make your life as an owner that little bit easier. So, as stated earlier in the video, there are some other alternatives to joint supplements in order to maintain your dog's joint health. As I stated earlier, keeping your dog at a healthy weight and preventing obesity is another key way to keep their joints nice and healthy. We also can look at things like joint injections. So for example, Librela, which is a monoclonal antibody, although this would have to be done by a vet and has quite a high monthly cost. So if that is something you'd look for, you would have to consult your vet for that. From a vet's perspective, what are the pros and the cons of joint supplements? First of all, the pros are that they're non-invasive the majority of the time, especially in the tablet form. This means they're easy to administer, they're going to have less side effects than other things such as joint injections. Also, they contain clinically proven ingredients, as mentioned earlier, like the hyaluronic acid, the omega-3s, and the vitamin C and E antioxidants. They also have a relatively low cost compared to other things like joint injections. Although one thing to consider is that if you are on long-term joint supplementation, the cost can add up over a long period of time. Therefore, it might be a good idea to buy these in bulk to help bring down the cost per tablet on the daily basis. Some of the cons that I can think about would be compliance issues. So some dogs just are very, very hard to get tablets into. And as I said, a method to try and mitigate this would be to crush that tablet up and sprinkle it over the food so they don't notice they're actually taking it. Another con, as I said, would be the monthly costs, although this can be mitigated and is cheaper compared to other methods. Also, joint supplements, they're not going to work in all dogs. So some dogs are these supplements are going to be much, much more effective than other dogs. It's kind of on that individual basis. There's no guarantee it will work, okay? So some dogs are non-responsive. This is just how biology works and is a normal part of the process. So it's going to be something that you're just going to have to try with your dog over a period of time and see the improvement, if there is any, in terms of their gait and their lameness, and if it does really help to put them in more comfort and out of pain. So, just to summarize, from a vet's perspective, would I recommend joint supplements for your dog? Well, yes, I would. I don't think they're going to be a cure. I just think they are there, as the name states, to supplement a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle in your pet. If you would like to receive more information about joint supplements and to see what type of joint supplements are available on the market for you to purchase today, please head over to ablepaws.co.uk for more information. Alternatively, if you do have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to give you any advice or to answer these questions. And also, for more information about pets and how to optimize your pet's health, drop a subscribe and a like on this video. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you in the next one.